Welcome, neighbors. Welcome to the first of our new series on charcoal grilling basics. Today, we're going to have a look at some of the equipment you need to get started with charcoal grilling. So, as you can see, I'm a Weber kettle grill fan. On the right-hand side, we have a small Weber 18-inch kettle grill, which is a great entry point into the charcoal grilling area. And on the left, it's a 22-inch Weber kettle grill. Um, when you open up your grills, you're going to have a lot of the same content. Basically, you have a grill that you put your food on. This is the grilling surface. Below it, you have a grate where you will put your charcoal briquettes onto. And then here in the bottom in the Weber kettle grills, you have a series of vents and a cleaning fan or a blade that you swipe back and forth to clean off your burnt ashes out of your grill. It also acts as a vent, and for all of your basic grilling, you're going to want to have that vent fully wide open to maximize the airflow from the bottom of the grill. Okay, so let's have a look at some of the other equipment that you need to get started with your grilling. Before we do that, here on the top is the vent for the grill, and you're going to want to cook with it. This is how you control the temperature. You're going to want to cook with it wide open for the highest heat, and then you start to close it to cool down the temperatures inside the grill a bit. Okay, initially here we have the briquette chimney. This is how you light your coals. You definitely don't want to use any kind of charcoal lighter or later impregnated charcoal briquettes. You want to use a chimney like this. You basically just put some paper in the bottom, pour some briquettes, about half full, maybe 3/4 full, onto the top. Then you'll use a lighter like this to go ahead and light it at the bottom. I'll demonstrate lighting the grill in a little bit. And you just use some newspaper for your paper. You're going to want to have a couple of good barbecue spatulas. You really only need one, and then some tongs. I like the clamp type. There, what I'm showing you there is a basting brush, a silicone tip basting brush, and you're definitely going to want to pick up an instant read thermometer. You can pick these up fairly cheaply now. They're available pretty much everywhere. You're going to need some sort of a brush to clean the grill. The one on the right here is a more preferred coil wired brush. Then you're going to definitely need some good barbecue gloves for handling the larger part of the grill when it's hot. Optionally, you can get a charcoal rake to move the charcoal around. Of course, if you have metal tongs, you can use those as an alternative. As far as bricks go, just stick to Kingsford Blue briquettes. You don't need to get these professional ones. Just get Kingsford Blue. They're a top-notch charcoal briquette. And in the future, we'll cover some of the wood chunks that you want to use for smoking. You definitely want to use chunks, not chips. Then we also, you want to get some nitrile gloves and some white cotton gloves. And basically, you put these white cotton gloves on your hands, and you put the nitrile gloves over top of it. And it allows you to pick up pretty much anything that you're cooking on the grill without burning your hands. Okay, so let's move forward and let's start talking about how to get your charcoal grill lit. So you basically just put the chimney inside the grill. I've put it here upside down so I can put some paper in. You probably really only need one sheet of wadded up newspaper in there. I've put two in. Don't really need to put that much paper under there. You turn it over, and then you fill the chimney with briquettes. As I was saying before, it depends on how much you're cooking here, but you usually want to go with about half a chimney to 3/4. I mean, you can fill it up all the way if you're doing a really hot, long grill, but usually about 3/4 is good. And then you go ahead and you get your lighter, and you'll go ahead and light it through the vents at the bottom, making sure that the newspaper catches. You'll find that this is a really effective and quick way to light the briquettes. It's easier to do. And like I said before, you definitely do not want to utilize any kind of lighter fluids or anything like that, because it imparts a chemical taste to the food that you're cooking. So it takes about, see already it's starting to smoke pretty good there. It takes about 5 or 10 minutes for these briquettes to come up to temperature. As you see, this is after a few minutes. The smoke's starting to die down. The briquettes are starting to get a little bit white. And you really want to wait until these things are well lit. You'll see that there's pretty much no more smoke left. And the briquettes are glowing mostly red. Put your glove on for safety. And go ahead and dump the briquettes into your grill. Now, the secret here is that for the vast majority of the grilling you're going to do what's called using an indirect method. And what that means is that you spread the briquettes evenly over about half of your barbecue. And that gives you a really hot zone for cooking your foods in, searing them, and get the temperature going. But as you see, it leaves the other half of the grill with no briquettes underneath it. And so that acts more like an oven, or more like a safety zone, or an area where the items that you're cooking could just heat up without burning or searing. So I'll go ahead and put the grill grate on this. This is from a Master Touch, so it has a center section that can be removed, and it has a little flip gate on the side for adding more charcoal briquettes or some wood if you want later. So you go ahead, you put the lid on this thing for let it heat up a little bit. Make sure your top vent's open. I'll turn it around here so you can have a look. Basically, top vent's open, and then it's it for about 5 minutes to get up to temperature. Now I want to demonstrate, this isn't really going to show you how to cook much, but I just want to demonstrate the concept of the direct and indirect heating. So I'll grab some hot dogs and throw them on here just to show the differences in the heating. Now, if you watch some of my other videos, you see that I usually keep a package of hot dogs ready to go no matter what I'm cooking. Put them on the grill at the end or whatever, so that we have some barbecued hot dogs that we can just throw in the fridge, and the boys like them, and they'll eat them up over the next couple of days after I do a barbecue. So I'll go ahead and put the lid on here, and I'm just going to let this cook for maybe a minute or so, just to demonstrate the differences in the heat and why you want to have a hot zone and a safety zone, or a cooking zone. So this has only been a couple minutes, and as you can see, the hot dogs here over the top of directly over the coals are burnt. And yet over here in the other area, they're barely cooked at all. They're just getting going. They're just kind of cooking through. So if you're trying to sear something or get something going, you can put them over top of the hot coals for a short period of time. You can move them around. I like using this little pigtail hook to spin the whole grate around. That moves everything all at once. And this way I can get the hot dogs off the heat there. And I'll just go ahead and move these around a little bit so that they cook. Once again, this isn't really a demonstration on how to cook a hot dog. It's more a demonstration on the difference of the heats. You can really see how hot it was over those grill briquettes, and yet how the rest of it is just normally cooked. So that's really all I wanted to cover here in the first video. Please go ahead and subscribe to our channel. We're a small channel just getting started, and it'll really help us out. It also helps us if you like our videos. It helps with the YouTube algorithms. I'm just demonstrating here how to throw some extra stuff in there through that little hatch. So yeah, so like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can see when new videos come out. And like I always say, make sure you get out there, have fun, make some mistakes, and learn from your mistakes. But move forward and have a great time.